Hello everyone, Ted the old Star Wars nerd here. I hope you're doing well, and I want to thank you for joining me as I try to keep these old Star Wars memories alive. So today on Star Wars Classic, I'm going to be doing a little bit more classic gaming. And so I have the, the Stella emulator set up, and I've used it from time to time over the years to play the Atari 2600 games, and then I've had other emulators play all the other stuff, the Atari 400 and 800s. I grew up in Atari, and until the Nintendos came out. But anyway, so I've got the Stella for the Atari 2600, and so I've got it set up and programmed, and got it all set for joystick, and it works really good. I've tested it on Adventure, I've tested it on Frogger, things like that. I hadn't played Empire Strikes Back yet. It's been 10, 15 years since I played it last. Maybe not that long, maybe 10 years, maybe 10, 15, 2005, 2006. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, doesn't matter. So I've got these old games that I've played from time to time. I've over the years collected some equipment that makes it a little bit more fun and easier. So I've got an Atari 2600 joystick. Now this isn't the original. This came with the Atari 2600 the little console that's got the games pre-programmed on it. I was going to try to use it, but I'm not smart enough to figure out how to get it going into the computer so everybody can see it. So I've got the emulator. But anyway, so I've got that that my mother-in-law got me. Thank you very much. Works great. And then, because it has the old Atari 2600 adapter connector, I had to get adapter to USB. So I've had that for a while, and it works. It works really good. I got that off eBay, I don't know when, many years ago. But anyway, so you plug that in, got the Atari 2600, and like I said, I love this joystick. This style of joystick was like my main joystick through up until the Nintendos came out. I had one of these, and I used it with the Atari 2600. I had the Atari 400 I used it with mostly. I also had a couple others that I would use from time to time, but this is the one I always seem to come back to, mostly because for some reason, at least for me at least, they took a beating and just kept working. And the other ones would break. I've got an Wico that I use from time to time. These things are cool. These things are cool. They work. It works good. But it's still, I don't know, I just like the Atari one. Anyway, nobody cares. Let's show this. Let's see what we can get. All right. So we come over here. Like I say, I've got Adventure and all these other ones that I've acquired over the years that I like to play. So anybody ever play Adventure? Adventure was one of my favorite games. And it's the game one is really simple to play. You start out, and for you kids these days that complain about graphics, Atari 2600 graphics, you're a block. You are a square block. But in my mind, you're a fearsome adventurer. You come over here, you get the key, you open up the drawbridge to the yellow castle, you come in here and you get your mighty sword. See, in my mind, when playing these games back in the day, we didn't have anything to compare it to other than books. And in books, you see it in your mind. So in this, you're kind of still translating, I guess. But in the kid's mind, these were great. I mean, you're a fierce warrior, and you got your mighty sword, and you're going to come out and watch this. You come over here, kill that evil dragon, and look at that. Look at that fierce dragon. It looks like a duck. Here's another one over here we got to kill real quick. Look at that. See, it's kind of duck-like. And then you hit them, and they would eat you if you got too close to them. If you stayed near their mouth, they would eat you. So in the maze, they would get you. You come over here, you hit him with the sword. Oh, that was a fierce battle. I'm sure you saw that. You see the flames coming out of his mouth attacking me. I barely escaped with my skin. Anyway, so now I rush over to the corner and I grab the black key. And I have to find my way through the maze to find the Black Castle. And this maze is basically instinct these days. I've grown up doing it since I was 6 years old. Or 7 or 8, or whenever this thing came out. Bring this up here. You open up the drawbridge. That is a magnet. You can drop it, and it attracts everything. Use it in the maze in games 2 and 3. Come in here, and that is the Golden Chalice. Woo! That's the holy grail you're after. You grab it, you come back here. That's a bridge that lets you go across things. But anyway, coming through the maze. La, 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 la. Bring it back to the Yellow Castle, and you are victorious. Woo! You saved the day. Oh man, that was it. That was so much fun. And then this 2 and 3 games makes another maze, makes things in the dark. You can't see things too well, limits your vision. Oh, and a bat. It introduces the bat, which everybody hates. The bat flies through and will grab things away from you. Like if you're going wrong with the grail, a bat can come through and grab the grail and take it away from you, and it'll drop it someplace, and then you got to find it. So it made it a little bit more fun. Anyway, we're not here for that. We are here for The Empire Strikes Back. All right, it says down here, Empire Strikes Back, 1982, Parker Brothers. So, very cool game, very cool game. The thing about this was, oh, and what got me on this kick was there's this guy, again, I did it again. I should have been more prepared to have his name with me. I forgot. I'll put it linked down below. But he had a 2600 that he refurbished. And then he had a story about how when he was a kid, he went to the store and talked his parents into buying him The Empire Strikes Back for the 2600. But because the box just said Atari and Sears game consoles, instead of buying a 2600, they bought an Atari 400. So then he got home and he couldn't play it, and he just never played it, I guess. And so he finally got to play it on his new rebuilt one. So it was pretty cool. My story is that I didn't have it either, but I did get to play. My cousin had this game. And because he had it, and because, just because he had it, I wasn't allowed to get it, because if I wanted to play it, I could just go borrow his. We were kind of poorish, so, we weren't going to be splitting consoles or games like that. We had the Atari 2600, that was it. We never had an Intellivision, never had an Odyssey or any of those other consoles. We had a Pong. Before we had the Atari, we had a Pong, but that's different. So anyway, because he had it, I wasn't allowed to play it. So I could borrow it, but every time I'd ask him, it'd be, no, I can't right now because I'm going to blah, blah, blah. He had a friend coming over that was going to play. Or because he was about to go see somebody and they were going to play. Or he always had a million excuses, so I could never borrow it. So if I wanted to play, I had to play at his house, basically. So anyway, I've got my own copy now. So, Kevin, if you're watching this, bite me. I got my own copies now. Anyway, so here's The Empire Strikes Back from 1982. There we go. So you come here. Oh, and another thing about the graphics. So that is a land speeder down there at the bottom. That little pink thing, that's a land speeder. And you're flying over the mountains of Hoth. The goal is you got to shoot the AT-ATs that are walking towards you. They're trying to get to the rebel base, to the shield generators. You've got to shoot the AT-ATs and destroy them, keep them from it. The game is over either when they kill they kill all 5 of your ships, or they reach where they're going, the shield generator. You can't win this game. So you couldn't win games back in the day. It just went until you died. It just got harder and harder, and they got faster and faster, and eventually you died. So yeah, you didn't win games back in the day. So these days, kids complaining about not being able to win games, they're too hard. Yeah, bite me. You could not win this game. There were so many games back then. You could not win Asteroids. You can't win Asteroids. You can't win Frogger. You can't win Pac-Man. It goes until you crash it, I guess. You could call that winning. But anyway, enough of that old man ranting at the clouds. Weirdly Star Wars. So, Empire Strikes Back. You hit F2, starts the game, and you start off. So you got to shoot the walkers 48 times, or shoot a little exhaust port that shows up a few times, and then they blow up. So they start changing color. Oh, there's the port. You can If you can get in there. Oh, and it's already gone. See, it doesn't stay for long. And you start, see, the snow speeder starts changing colors. Come down here, laying there. It heals you, and you're kind of safe, I guess. Shoot them. If you can hit them 48 times, it'll kill them. Oh. Whoa. Oh, God. See? And you die. And I got 4 more, so I got this and then 3 more. Ooh, I got one! And then you go to the next one. And just that over and over. So yeah, at the time, you can't win, and it is kind of repetitive, but at the time, it was the first game for Star Wars. And you could fly a snow speeder! How awesome is that? You got your snow speeder, look at that! I mean, yeah, the graphics sucked, but at the time, we didn't know that. We were just glad to have something we could play. Just so glad to have something we could play. So yeah, there's Atari Empire Strikes Back for the 2600. And it has so many different configurations for the game. You know, 1, 2-player games, and it gets harder. You got difficulties A and B for both sides. And I'm even not sure what all these different, there's supposedly 32 types of games. Yeah, 32. And I'm not sure what all the different configurations are. But I'm sure it's all basically the same. Like I say, I didn't own the game. My cousin had it. I couldn't. But there we go. So, Atari 2600, Empire Strikes Back. Cool game for the time. You gotta put it in its place. You gotta remember where it was and how far we've come from that, and just appreciate it for what it is. And just, you know, don't worry about the graphics. Just worry about the gameplay. Put yourself in the pilot seat of a snowspeeder, flying around, shooting at an Imperial Walker as it's trying to come down to the Hoth base, Echo base, and destroy it. Yeah, just put yourself in that mindset. So let's see here. I just want to double check before I end this up here. Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. Yeah, 1982. Yeah, I was 12. Adventure, just for the fun of it. 1980 when Adventure came out. Warren Robinette, it says. Oh, I don't think I said it. The Atari Adventure, you probably know this. Adventure was the very first game to have an Easter egg in it. At least from what I can remember, Adventure was one of the first game to have the first Easter egg in it. You go around, you find this invisible pixel, you grab it, and you take it to another spot. It opens up a section you can go in, and it's basically a room, and it's got this guy's name and initials or whatever, and it just says, you know, him. He's the guy that wrote it. And because back in the day, Atari didn't give credit to the individual programmers. They just said, you know, thanks. They took it, Adventure from Atari, you know. Anyway. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm Ted, the old Star Wars nerd. Please leave a comment below. Let me know if you like this content or not. Click the like button, click the subscribe button, click the bell for notifications. Once again, I want to thank you very much for joining me. I really enjoyed doing all this. So come back again and we'll do some more. Thanks. Hope you take care. We'll see you soon.